Me if I wanted to dance. He looked kinda nice, and so I said I might take a chance. When he danced, he held me tight, and he walked me home that night. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Definity, DEVVE, daCAT, Shiro update video, Space Penguins as well. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Dashi is not here, and that a little Pepto-Bismol on there. Had some heartburn. Anyway, there's a lot to go over today. I will be live for the OMI as my homie channel tonight, but over the last couple days, I just had so many guests and so many things going on that I haven't been able to get to a ton of the news. And yes, there was a new IP announced last night. No, it was not the new IP that David was teasing, so let me get that out there right away. I repeat, the new IP that VeVe announced last night was not the new IP that David had teased a few days ago over at London Comic-Con. Just throwing that out there because I got a bunch of messages about that, a bunch of comments. Whoever said that that was the IP was wrong, straight up lying or misinformed. Play once, NHL. Oh my God, it's where we differ. So there's a lot to go over here as far as the odds of certain things happening, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that, but I want to go over a bunch of news first. We'll get to the OMI, we'll get to the stuff, but rumor is that Sailor will buy another 1.2 billion Bitcoin. I don't know if he did yet or not. Let me check over the last couple of days. No, he did not. Oh no, he did. He bought another 4,000 Bitcoin for about 427 million. The average is at $106,000 per Bitcoin. The Trump Media Group plans to raise about $3 billion to spend on cryptocurrencies. I think they actually confirmed a deal for 2.5 billion that they had raised in order to buy, I think, just Bitcoin. Like I think it's just Bitcoin. Blockchain Group completes $72 million bond issuance to fuel Bitcoin buying strategy. Stablecoin giant Circle files for an IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. New York Stock Exchange is one of those things that DEVVE might have partnered with. We don't know the exact exchange. It could be American, could be London, could be Asian. But either way, we're very excited about that. Strive closed a $750 million deal to power alpha generating Bitcoin strategy. And we have India has officially surpassed Japan to become the world's fourth largest economy. That is the power of having over 1 billion people in your country. $250 million of USDC was minted on Saturday. Pakistan will reallocate 2,000 megawatts of electricity to mine Bitcoin. Massive win, and that's something that I don't know if this is in the big beautiful bill. I don't know if that, but it's clear that the U.S. is going to need a lot more electricity for not just mining crypto, but for AI as well. And we just don't have it. Like there's no, I don't think there's any way to create that much new electricity that we're going to need for both crypto and AI. So I'm really curious on where a lot of this new electricity is going to come from. Maybe we go nuclear in some of these things. But Pakistan, I believe, is doing the right thing, allocating 2,000 megawatts of electricity specifically for Bitcoin. Can't go over that. Retail Pleb Guy had an interesting take the other day on like a status not too long ago. He was actually quite bearish on OMI, but then he made his own status and it's like, well, actually, after further looks, oh, maybe he didn't. Did he delete it? Thought he did, but maybe. Oh no, here it is. He says, been here since early 2020, but let's talk about Akomi. I think VeVe has Disney, Marvel, Star Wars IP. It should dominate digital collectibles, but no one in crypto takes it seriously. Why? Well, the first is obvious, the NFTs. Cool designs, blue chip IP, but they're stuck inside a walled garden. You can't easily sell them, move them, or trade them on open marketplaces. Web3 in the name, Web2 in practice. And I think CSGO skins reached like a $5 billion valuation, and that's in a walled garden. So if it's cool enough, people will come and play. But there's not really a lot of gamification with these. There's not really, it's just, again, kind of NFTs. They can't really do much yet. 3, Retail Pleb says that then there's OMI, the native token, that should tie it all together. It gets burned via Stackr, and you can use it for MCP points, but there is no liquidity. I had a buddy of mine the other day wanting to put $250,000 into OMI, and he couldn't do it. He bought other stuff instead. When I tried to go and get an OTC deal done with him, with one of my whales, it was too late. He's like, I just, fuck it, not enough liquidity for me. you know, even if I buy it from an OTC, you know, I can't practically sell it if it goes up. I was like, all right, fair point. My IP daCAT has more liquidity on Uniswap than OMI does on Base, which is freaking ridiculous. So they really need to. I've been barking at them for I don't know how long to fix that. I don't know when they will. No centralized. I wouldn't say there's no centralized exchange volume. It's very, very low though. It's very, very low. It's I think volume across all exchanges. I mean, we'll take a look at it right now. We'll go to CoinMarketCap and volume across all exchanges. It's actually 3.2 million, so it's actually not horrible. But yeah, but not enough for swing traders to kind of trade it. Retail Pleb says NFTs are locked, token is liquid, and the whole ecosystem is siloed. Then crypto isn't just about owning stuff. It's about trading, composing, financializing. If OMI had perps, real liquidity, and NFTs were tradable across platforms, VeVe could be a monster. Until that happens, it is a shiny IP vault with no exit. Collectors are trapped, token holders are waiting, and VeVe has the ingredients, but now it needs the rails. Open up the NFTs, let OMI breathe. Coinbase, well, Binance wouldn't work. Binance is very predatory when it comes. They would want like 10% of the supply, which is the entire business development wallet. So that would be horrible. But Coinbase would be great. Integrate the token in the app, burning with every transaction as per the original plan. Build a financial layer. Because without liquidity and freedom of movement, it's just Quid 2.0, and we know that didn't end well. Obviously, Quid 2.0, there's a big difference that I think Retail Pleb is missing here. A lot of this is just allocation of funds, and VeVe's managed to do that incredibly well. David and Dan are, you know, a lot of people would call them cheap. Fair point. I would like to say that they're frugal and business savvy. And again, when other people were spending millions of dollars on marketing and it got them nowhere, VeVe was saving that money, and they're still around, and they're doing a lot of really fun stuff, and they have a lot of people partnering with them. Again, we're not 100% sure who that new IP is, but we will keep you posted. So that's his bearish take on it, but he also has a bullish take as well. Don't need this, don't need that. Oh my God, he posts a lot. I can't find his bullish one unless he deleted it, and I just have the screenshot of the first one, in which case, you know, rip and pasta. It's time. He's talking a lot about this thing called quant. I'm not 100% sure what that is, and I'm looking for the thing he has on. Okay, here we go. It says OMI showing real signs of life. Breakout from a multi-week base, and this time with volume. The price at the time of this was 0002477. Now it's 0002368. It says the moving average is flipped bullish. The moving average for the 15, the 10, the 15, and the 30-day all reclaimed. This is the first proper momentum breakout since March. Base formed at 00017 to 0022. 2 days ago, that move was clean break above local resistance. No thin candles, no fake out. The volume confirms. This is the first real structure shift in OMI since Stackr news. If fundamentals catch up, perps, listings, token utility, it could be more than a bounce, but we shall see. That 40x Bitcoin whale had like a $1.2 billion long. Then he opened up $1 billion short. Now he has another $1 billion long. Yeah, that dude is like Katy Perry's Hot and Cold video from like 2009. Forget when that video was. Nice floor on Return of the Jedi, #1 ultra rare, and Gary at 1234CA3 over on X had taken notice of that. VeVe posts a pop culture anniversary. Now, the first two times they mentioned pop culture anniversary, one was Minecraft, and the other was Pac-Man. I think Minecraft or Pac-Man is one of those announcements, or is the announcement that we have. But again, no proof of that, just, you know, a little evidence here or there. And VeVe Digital Collectibles says that pop culture anniversaries for movies this time, it is within a license that we already have, saying in space, no one can hear you scream. Alien, released on this day, on May 25th, so a couple days ago. 1979, after investigating a mysterious transmission of unknown origin, the crew of commercial spacecraft encounters a deadly life form. Alien, 1979. Is that your favorite horror movie of all time? Share your best xenomorph from 20th century. And this was only for a day. It had closed by this point. but whoever put their things, they won a collectible. Nobody knows what it was yet. Chaos on the Chain, speaking of aliens, they say immersion isn't a feature, it's our identity. Chaos on the Chains, we don't just build a world, we make it speak. Next week, 4 legendary characters will tear through the 4th wall and enter our Telegram. Tsunami is actually going to be one of the characters that's going to be in the daCAT universe, and there's going to be more on that in a second. There's Zeus, there's Professor A, and the Dark Lord. They'll answer your questions, they'll roast you, they'll argue with each other. They're not bots. They think they're real. Oh, dude, that's like AI prompts. Anyway, speaking of daCAT, and again, Chaos on the Chains paying to have Tsunami, a character in there, absolutely fantastic. So Sharby, so did Crappy Bird. Crappy Bird up like 40% on the day. It was a very good day for Crappy Bird yesterday. Contact address down below. But there's a really interesting that happened. So Ladies on the Soul, that comic is finished. That we are. I just talked to Pixie today. She's the head of Ladies on Soul. At some point in the next couple of weeks, she has to finish something first. But at some point in the next couple of weeks, we will do a contest on who's going to draw it, who's going to be the artist behind it. It's 26 pages, I think. So the artist will have, and the 26 page, like the last one, I may or may not have a different line on the end. No one's gonna know what that is except for her. So if you're good at drawing and you want to be an artist that's on VeVe, if you want to have your name say like, hey, I'm the artist for this comic that's on VeVe, follow Ladies on Soul over on X, and you'll be able to participate in the event, and maybe you can draw one of my comics. And speaking of which, speak of the devil and the shot up here. What's up, Space Penguin Girl? How's it going, fam? Me and Space Penguin Girl's hubby partner. I don't know the actual relationship, but the Space Penguin, the man behind it, he was on the last seat, I think, last week, a week ago from yesterday. We struck a deal. It took a little negotiating, but we did it. And I am now 5 pages into the Space Penguin comic. It is going to be, if you follow me on Facebook, you will know a little bit of the story, and you'll know a little bit of the of what might happen in there. Are they just penguins in space? Is this the story about how they get into space? How is this being tied into the daCAT universe? You shall see, and I can't wait. How is Ladies on the Soul tied with daCAT? How is Space Penguins tied with daCAT? I promise it all comes together, and it's really, really heckin' cool. And some of the characters are pretty good. I think I even posted something yesterday. This guy named General Pepper. He's a pretty badass penguin. He's a general. Now, granted, is he general because he's old and grizzled, or is he a general because he got step promoted? Because there's only so many people that can be in space. How big is the ship? How many things does it carry? What are the alliances? What's going on? What are these fantastic creatures that are about there? It's really fun. Let's move on here. Turtle saying, let's go. Let's get this bread. Shout out to Mark on VeVe for this huge achievement. Very happy to witness this live. Is a level 100. Level 100 is very nice. He got his level 100 gift. Marvel character. So this was. Oh, this wasn't even a contest. It was a Marvel character augmented reality spotlight on VeVe. It was about Wilson Fisk, which is cool. Normally when they say share your Wilson Fisk character down below, it's usually the best thing gets like a collectible. This is just a show off one. Chamath Polyhopatia says, one of the oddest things in the House budget bill was cutting private market incentives in the energy markets. 81% of incremental power generation will be crippled by that single stroke. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about before, when they're disincentivizing ways to make electricity. It says, how do we compete in AI and compete against China? They have an abundance of power and we are woefully behind and need more power immediately. It's almost like these guys want us to lose to China. Yeah, this is not a good bill. I do not think President Trump should be behind this bill. I think he should go in and say, like, some aspects of the bill are cool. It cuts a lot of spending in certain areas, but it adds a fuck ton of spending in a lot of other areas, which is like, bro, this is what you campaigned like against. Like, what's the point of Doge saving $300 billion if you're going to add $2.5 trillion the debt? Like, what the fudge? Now, obviously, I think it does more good than harm. You have a lot of those tax cuts from 2017 that get made permanent, and that's great. And a lot of other tax things are great, but my God, man, the spending is just redonkulous. What's up, chilling and vibing? How's it going, fam? Love you, fam. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, my daCAT fam is here. Meow, meow, meow. VeVe Digital Collectibles say the level 100 dinner in London was underway with amazing guests, great food, and community. David, you presented level 100 awards and giveaway. Good times. And Orange Bag Lady, just a well-deserved getting a gold logo there. Orange Bag Lady is just such a treasure. I love her. What was that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, just such a. Why is there 15? Oh, okay. Well, you know what, VeVe, thank you for the spam. Love the spam. I love the liked. Oh my God, they're so nice. They're so cool. They're so awesome when they. Oh, let me give my collectibles a smiley face there. Yeah. What did we learn from the from the uh, from the community manager of Stackr yesterday? Well, I think we learned a lot. One of the things we had learned is that there's going to be a Stackr roadmap, and we should see that Stackr roadmap within the next month or so. Maybe Lisbon is too short. That's like a week away, so I don't think we'll get a Stackr roadmap by then. But there's also going to be some type of, he's going there as an employee. He's not going to Lisbon as just someone that's going to enjoy everything. He's going there as an employee. So I think there'll be a nice Stackr, a Comey, VeVe presence there. Might be all combined in one booth. I don't know how much that is public yet, but I think one of those things are. It's nice to see that Stackr is stepping up to be almost like an equal part of a Comey and VeVe, getting a lot of OMI burns done, and again, a lot of the things from Stackr, like a roadmap, might have some things that that people want for a Comey. I don't know. I haven't seen I don't think they have an official roadmap actually made official yet. But I think there'll be a couple of things in there that people would like to see and be like, oh, this is what's happening. So we'll see. David Yu I did go over this the other day where he had debuted a groundbreaking first ever live metaverse comic reading. That was from Go Collect. Shout out to Chris Severs that had done that. Dan Bukov says, let's go. Let's get this bread. Even people who work for Stackr, yeah, the community manager says that it would be bullish if it. I think 5x was like his base, and like his bullish thing was like 10x. Like his base case was 5x, which is only like 001115, like whatever it is, pretty low. And his bull case, the community manager for Stackr thinks that the bull case for OMI is only getting to like 0025, 002, between 002, 0025. He said about 10x from here. And that's, I'm not going to lie, that I think that's pretty bearish. I think that is. Now, how much of it is because he is a successful trader and been in crypto for a while and is just, this is what he does? Or how much of it is just, I would like to see a 5 to 10x. I would say it would be the latter. Very intelligent. He's in the educational field where he kind of guides people on like, hey, based on what your skills are and what your interests are, this is where I think you should go. So he's got a broad spectrum of knowledge. And then he's a very hard worker. Not only does he does that full time, he works for Stackr part time, and maybe that could become another full time job. He's got a ton of collectibles, level 100, so he's quite successful. But what did Einstein say? Where if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree, it will live forever thinking that it is stupid. Very successful in his field, very successful just in general. He's got a family, he's got 2 kids. But I don't know if I would take his predictions. I would take his predictions with a bunch of grains of salt, with Salt Bay. Because I don't know how much time he really spends taking a look at undervalued companies and what certain tokens could be, the market cap should be or should not be, but can still get there. So I will take his predictions with a very, very much grains of salt. Edgar Silverman says when. I mean, it depends on the narrative. If the narrative doesn't hit, by the end of this year, then we could still be down at these prices. we could actually be lower, because as other stuff starts to take off, and the NFT narrative doesn't hit, and people that are still holding OMI, they might be like, okay, it's not going to do anything. Bull market is here. Everything's pumping except for OMI, and that'll be half true. Bull market will be here. A lot of things will be in full swing, but not everything runs at the same time. So they'll see their friends that are in one project or another. It could be guns. It could be, I think, stuff that I don't own. It could be, like meme coins get another narrative. It could be AI. It could be, gaming, and say, okay, everything's running except for OMI. Not to mention DeFi, DeSci, other stuff, NFTs, metaverse, and they'll just sell OMI, and they'll buy other stuff, which is fine. That's just what they do. As they go and they buy other stuff, I'm not gonna say it's fine. Like, I wouldn't do it. A lot of people will sell OMI at a loss to chase other things that had done a 2, a 5, a 10x, because that's where the action is. That's where the attention's on. That's where the spotlight is. And we'll see what happens. I would very much love it, and I'll get a little more OMI next month, and then a little more OMI in July. So I have plans for every month where I'll get a little bit more. It's not going to be like another 100 million, unless DEFFINITY, which has had a fantastic day yesterday. Unless DEFFINITY or DEVVE goes up in a crazy meaningful way, I'm not going to get like crazy amounts of OMI. I'll be like 10 million here, 20 million there, give or take. But if that does happen and OMI stays down or goes lower, and DEFFINITY and DEVVE go nuts, then I'll get a couple 100 million. Again, the goal is to get 1 billion OMI. Will I get that? I don't know. But I would like to think that I could get up to 500 million. I mean, I'd like to get up to 1 billion, but so many things have to happen. It's like if a team in the NFL is like 8-8, like 6-6 or 6-7. Like, here's what has to happen for the Jets to get in the playoffs. These teams have to lose every game. These teams have to lose every game, and the Jets have to win every game, and that's how they can get the wild card. So I don't want to say it's like that, but you need either DEVVE or DEFFINITY to go crazy, and then OMI to stay where it is or go down to get the billion, which is 5x would be nice. 5x, I don't need 10x. Might get me my money back for the like my dollar cost average. So it'd be in a really bad way for my trading, or I guess how it looks on the P&L. If OMI were to only do a 10x and blow off top, I think we could add a 0 to that and do a 100x, and maybe 200x. We'll see. Space Penguin Girls is so excited to see this. What's up, Space Penguin Girl? I do have a guest coming on. I have a guest coming on at 1, and he's a pretty popular guy over on Instagram. The guest that I have coming on at 1 is none other than Fred Leva. Fred Leva's got 55,000 followers over on Instagram. I think over 1 billion views between TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and all that jazz. And he's a VeVe and OMI home. So we shall see. Sam says, exciting things happening. I know. Good times. Okay, let's continue getting the spread. Recap. North Korea's $500 million warship sinks right in front of Kim Jong-un. I love it when bad stuff happens to him. I mean, now granted, the engineers of that ship are probably dead now. So everyone comment F down below to pay respects. I just hate Kim Jong-un. I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then I pray for the reunification of the two Koreas. I think that there's a lot of smart people in North Korea that are just being held down by the state, by the dictatorship, and they would do so well in the world if they just were allowed to kind of be free and study, and they could be productive members of society. And just it's just that is it. I hopefully one day I see the assassination of the of Kim Jong-un, and or that family get taken down, or maybe he takes a bunch of MDMA and has a change of heart, and he's just like, no, we should open our borders and not be dicks anymore. President Trump agrees to delay the 50% tariffs on EU until July 9th. There's a bunny in my yard the other day. VeVe flags. First one is a British flag. It's a British VeVe flag. Mr. MC1 posts, thrilled with this market buy. Oh, there's only 300 of them, and he got one. Metadata says VeVe Flags, first edition. There's a Rewind collective flag, but not a country and not under VeVe Flags brand. So I can't wait to put it in the VeVeverse. That looks really cool. daCAT token is #1 on Memezilla coin, again, because they're the best. Love it. European Union says it's ready to move quickly to negotiate a new trade deal with the US. Good, 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 good. I'm going to screenshot something that I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. Avengers #43, Red Guardian, $1,500 bounty has been claimed, and that was from O'Milly the other day. So shout out to him, and shout out for the super chat he gave me. Kryptoni says that he had to get the Frankenfat gold and silver. There's like 400 of them, maybe 300 something, and he got that for $48.50. Good for him. VeVe, oh bunnies. Trump to declare Gaza ceasefire soon. According to reports, Trump is expected to announce a Gaza ceasefire within a couple of days, along with a hostage deal. No official word from the White House yet, but timing is reportedly just days away. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects to Peter David, who is a comic book artist that happened to pass away the other day. Condolences to his family. Even VeVe Digital Collectibles post about him, saying, today we remember and honor the legendary Peter David, an icon whose storytelling brilliance shaped the comic world and inspired fans across generations. Legacy lives on through the unforgettable characters and stories that he brought to life. Florida is now the first state to push for removing capital gains tax on Bitcoin. More adoption is coming. What is this? Okay, so CoinMarketCap is fucking ridiculous sometimes, where it's possible to update the infos, but it costs money. So in order to update things on CoinMarketCap, like a coin update and listing, costs $5,000 for items with 1 to 12 for 1 to 12 items, and you get it within 24 hours after payment is confirmed. So I repeat, you have to pay $5,000 to change 1 to 12 items within a 24-hour period, and an exchange update and listing, $50,000 for 1 to 6 items with 14 days after payment is confirmed. Website 2, social URL 2. Like, it is, what the fuck? Like, nickel and diamond people everywhere. Do not like that. Bearish market sentiment. Shady. They take 5K for, yeah, it is shady. Take 5K to update information that should be up to date either way. I think that's some bold dinky, but it is what it is. Banks include JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, exploring joint stablecoin venture. Digital asset inflows hit 3.3 billion last week, pushing year-to-date inflows to a record 10.8 billion and a total of assets under management to an all-time high of 187.5 billion. Guys, DEFFinity is, they're doing well. Hundreds of thousands of dollars each month. Multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars this month as of the 23rd, and that was as of the 23rd. I don't know, did they have any for the 26th? I know it was a holiday here. They did. Oh no, that was still the 23rd. Okay, I got the email on the 26th, but that was on the 23rd. Will Renz, what's going on? Say, let's freaking go. Let's freaking grow. Waiting for the VeVe announcement. I'm waiting for it too. I'm waiting. I don't know what it is. Maybe they'll tell us while I'm on stream. We'll see. Funk Chan says hello. What up, fam? Meow. Zeta 18709 says, do you think we'll move back to the old Techonomics, no longer needing Stackr? There's no way that they spend well in the 6 figures to make Stackr just to shelve them. Like, there's no way. I think Stackr will always be there. Oh, what's up, daCAT fam? Gotta love the daCATs. Yep, I went over Michael Saylor getting that. President Trump says countries from all over the world want to make trade deals with us, saying it's bullish for markets, just like a lot of meme coins out there want to make deals with. And again, Space Penguins is just the latest in a line of people ready to make deals with daCAT, ready to make deals with people being in our universe. And there's a couple more people that I'm talking with, and I think that one, if not multiple of these deals go through. We have, oh yeah, this is rough. My state, the Ohio State graduating class on May 5th, 2024, so it was last year's graduating class, they had booed Bitcoin when the speaker did their commencement speech. When the speaker went and mentioned Bitcoin, they booed it. Bitcoin was worth $65,000 on that day. If they had invested instead of booed, They would be up over 80%. Yeah, too bad for them. Shout out to Meta John for reaching level 69. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And Gary O at 1234CA3 for tagging me. Bitcoin long, yep. Digital asset inflow. Okay, I read that. Strategy. Trump Media Group aims to raise $3 billion. I think they raised 2.5. Cypherpunk legend Adam Back invests in H100 public Bitcoin company. He's helping them launch a micro strategy in Sweden. Good for them. I think that's massive for them. Shout out to tattedlawyer.eth, the CEO of Andromeda, the Andromeda spelled with a T, like Andromeda, for being on the last seat yesterday. That was he impressed the heck out of me with everything that he's doing. There, he's got I can't say how much the company's worth, but they did have a cap raise going of 1.5 million, and that's a nice cap raise. Do not know at what, or it's not public at what valuation, but that's something that might look into. It's something that I might see if we can do, and there will be some cross pollination. See if we can get daCAT over on there, and he's going to see if he can come on to VeVe. I have to. Once we set up a thing, I'll introduce him to David, and I think a lot of his fans, which a lot of his mangas have like 250,000 reads on it. So I think there's a lot of fans, there's a lot of good IP in that, and getting them on VeVe I think would be a great stepping stone for them to go and getting more awareness to their brand, and it would be great for us because a lot of those people would come onto VeVe. Maybe some of them go and get into OMI, and then again we'll have a crossover with daCAT at some point. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to them. Go give them a follow. Dubai launches a real estate tokenization platform on XRP Ledger. Ash Crypto Real says ETH Weekly is holding its 40% jump, and the weekly candle gave a second doji candle, which means that the trend can continue upside. Key factors to reach 4,000 in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Weekly RSI breakout, bullish MACD crossover. Price holds and jump above the weekly moving average. 200. Stock RSI showing bullish momentum. Most important, Bitcoin breaks all-time high, which may or may not happen, and the M2 money supply continues increasing, which that has been happening. China Central Bank has injected 382 billion yen, which is about $53 billion, through reverse repo operations. First Japan and now China. Massive liquidity injection is happening. I think that's very good for crypto. Let's do, so 10 cents is possible, but you need a lot of stuff to happen. Like you need Pokemon, you need an update, you need VeVe mobile, you need more users over on VeVe. And again, so what I'm trying to do with daCAT and all these other meme communities, I will double the amount of users that are on VeVe. But the goal is to do much higher than that. And me just doubling the amount of users on VeVe to like 1,800, so like 1,800, 2,000 people a day is not enough. VeVe, the narrative has to happen. Pokemon narrative, a lot of burns, a lot of like they have to also give incentive to have people burn the VeVe. I do not know what the calculus is of not giving us a VeVe hat. Give us a merch store. And I'm not even talking about physical. Physical, VeVe is missing out on what, maybe like 50K a year on like a merch store, like maybe. But give us a merch store in the VeVeverse. Give us a virtual VeVe hat for $2 in OMI. $2. Everyone and their sister will buy it. They'll buy multiple hats, make it an unlimited amount, and put it on their collectibles. Give us a VeVe scarf. Give us VeVe toilet paper. Give us a VeVe rock. Give us a VeVe squirrel. Give us this shit in the VeVeverse, and you will have, no joke, 6 figures in OMI burn throughout the rest of this year. Give us a drop on Stackr of WC3 NTE, Foster, and Dr. Profit. Those 3 have all given verbal confirmations that they would not take any money. They would allow VeVe and Akomi and Stackr to use their likeness for collectibles the same way that we got My Collectibles, VeVe Magic, Old Rhubarb, David, Dan, and Eagle, all sold out $50,000 plus. That was in a worse market. That was just with gems. This is with OMI. This will build a lot of hype, and you can make it even scarcer. Fuck it. Make it less editions. Make it only burn 40,000. And that's going to happen. And again, I don't know what the calculus is of not doing these things that is going to massively burn OMI. And David is going to come on after Lisbon, like before the end of June, he'll come on. I will ask him some of these things, and we'll see. We'll see. But they have to do a lot of these things. If they don't do any of these things, we're not getting 10 cents. If they don't do any of these things, we're not getting 5 cents. But if a lot of these things happen and they push the affiliate marketing program, then I think that's when this could go on. I had somebody recently, a lot of followers, and again, they're just not they have it out there. The affiliate marketing program is out there. They're just not pushing it yet, and I don't know. There's probably a reason for it. Okay. Copy. All right. I actually have to send an email to the VeVe affiliates. Meow. Okay, affiliates. Okay. Now I got to go to this guy and get his. Oh my gosh! It's not letting me. It's not letting me see his name. No. Shoot! Why is it not? Why is Instagram being dumb? Is Instagram down? Bro. Okay. Well, I will have to email them later, I guess. All right, moving on. Let's go over some of these tokens here. OMI down about 1% on the day, but up 15% on the week. The volume for today is actually quite good at 3.2 million. Not really much to report then or there. DEVVE is down to almost 8% to 51 cents, 51.5, but hang on, 51.5, 51.5, right? Okay, let's do this here. Let's do this here. DEVVE, and we're gonna get a little DEVVE. We just bought a little DEVVE because we had to. You know, if it's down 8% to 51. Now, granted, DEVVE is likely not going to announce who their exchange partner is for several months. They might not do it until like December. But I think that is still not a bad idea for me to dollar cost average down here. I've now bought several $100s worth of DEVVE in the last couple of days because it's been down. Now again, you could have another push down, like you could have sanctions on Russia in conjunction with the EU not working out a deal. Like these tariff wars can go a long way, and the Fed meeting in June can make it so that no rate cuts, and maybe they have us wait a little longer, and a lot of stuff can push down, and DEVVE can go from 51.5 cents to 41.5 cents. You know, take a nice 20% haircut. Well, I mean, it's been flirting with this floor for a while, and it's had some nice support, but it hasn't done that major thing yet. It hasn't broken that. If it does, where do we go? I don't know. Go in the 40s, can go in the 30s. I will dollar cost like mad there. But this is why I may not pick up more OMI if it goes down there, because it has a much greater chance of. Well, I'll say this: OMI has a better chance to do a 100x than DEVVE, but you have to have the narrative hit for that. DEVVE has a much better chance of doing a 30x than OMI, because if the narrative doesn't hit for digital collectibles, OMI is not doing a 30x. If it does hit, again, so it all depends on the narrative. If it doesn't hit, DEVVE is going to outperform OMI. If it does hit, OMI will likely outperform DEVVE. And that's why I say that DEVVE might have a better chance at doing a 30x than OMI, but OMI has a better chance of doing 100x than DEVVE does, depending on the narrative. So that's why a lot of new money. Now, granted, I put in like 30-ish thousand in debt, and it's worth like 20-ish thousand. So take what I'm saying with huge grain of salt here. And this is why I'll put more in. And this is why a lot of I'll have a deal done hopefully next month, but maybe July. I'll have a deal done where I'm going to put probably 60% of those funds into DEVVE. And so it'll be close to 5 figures. It won't be that much, but it'll be several $1,000s that I'll put into DEVVE. Because, you know, OMI's had a little bump. Definity's done like a 2x, like a 2.5x in like last month or so. Almost like a 3x, because they were down to like, actually they were down to like 1.3 cents at one point. So yeah, they've done like a 3x. I don't know how much, you know, and again, they're stupid undervalued still. So I could picture them. I mean, they could do like another 3x and it'd be fine, and it'd still be undervalued. Anyway, let's go to Definity. Let's take a look. See. Let's take a look at the Definity. So they are up 7% on the day. Now, granted, they were up quite a bit, much more yesterday. They were up like 18%. They were up to like, yeah, they were up to like 4.8 cents yesterday, like even early this morning. And then they had a couple of sell orders, and the sell orders that actually happened overnight. And they weren't much. It's like 600 here, 500 there, up to 2,400 there, 1,200 there. So added up, and another person that had sold 2,000, they have 9,000. They sold $2,400 worth, and they have $9,000 left. So it's possible that over the next couple of days they go in and sell in another $9,000, and it might take us down to under 4 cents again. We'll see. We'll see how the cross trading works. Grumpy saying just got $970 worth of more Shiro Neko. I guess that's going to be the next thing that we'll go over after Definity. So $35,000 in volume here for Definity at a $6.9 million market cap. Nice, 69. And the fully diluted valuation is 7.7. We got about 18 minutes before my guest comes on, so I'll try to get to more news. But yeah, let's take a look at Shiro here. And Shiro's doing very nice. Shiro's doing very nice. They're up 18% on the day. They had a and we have a oh my god, hang on. And we have a very nice a nice report from Shiro. Let's take a look at before we get to the price action volume. Go to Shiro Neko. I am one of the 49 people they follow. I'm very, very happy about that. So 18 hours ago, they said, "Hello, amazing Shiro community. Shiro staking incident and the plan going forward. At this time, we're closely working with the staking development and audit teams. A full report has been prepared and shared with the dev team. They're continuing their internal investigation, and we're eager to work with them to repair any damages to the Shiro community resulting from the staking platform." What Shiro is doing currently. Shiro team has done over $50,000 in buybacks on the chart, and will continue to do a substantial amount more to stabilize the chart and more growth going forward. At this time, the staking platform that was developed is unusable, and therefore the Shiro team will be refunding the supply to stakers that were drained from the platform. Airdrops to all stakers will be complete in the next 48 hours. Bonus, those staking wallets that are airdropped and hold supply for the next 14 days will receive a 15% bonus to their airdrop. Shiro's own internal dev team will be starting development of an updated staking platform built into our DeFi app suite with our bridge and upcoming developments. Our Shiro Rise from the Phoenix campaign has been very successful in the first few days, and we will be following this message with a 1% burn of the total supply. This puts Shiro at almost a $200 trillion burn to date, and just under 20% of the total supply, with much more to come. Looking forward, Shiro has one of our biggest moves to date being prepared for the near future. A massive move for holder growth, expansion of the ecosystem and volume. Watch for upcoming leaks. To end this update, we just wanted to thank those who have never wavered, to support even during the hardest of times, and continue to be part of the amazing community we call Shiro. This team is humbled by all your support and will work as long and hard as it takes to see every one of you rewarded. Thank you. Meow. It was very nice of them to meow. I felt that. CoinMarketCap. So they at CoinMarketCap saying, please see our submission regarding the verification supply of Shiro, ticket ID 1119189. Thank you. Meow. Update, all stakers damaged in the hack of the staking platform have now been airdrop supply. Thank you for sticking with us during this crazy event. Shiro will come back stronger than ever. The first burn match from the Rising Phoenix is complete. They've increased it from to 1%, which is 10 trillion Shiro that's been burned, getting things kickstarted. Our labeled future burn wallet is officially empty. We now continue to burn from other project wallets. we should see which should see the first burn? It's a question mark. So yeah, there's been a bunch of burns happening with them. Shout out to them for that. Let's continue on. And again, they're at the up 18% on the day. It's pretty nice. They're actually beating daCAT. What's their market cap now? $6.6 million market cap. daCAT is not up 18%. It is up 5%, but it's nice to see. There is not a ton of volume on here. $433 worth, almost a $1.7 million market cap. And again, what I really like about daCAT is let's go over the Gecko terminal here, right here, and we take a look. Oh, I think somebody just sold? No, they didn't. But we have $375,000 in liquidity. So I thoroughly enjoy the fact that they're that liquid with a $1.6 million market cap. Let's continue on. Bounty claimed Incredible Hulk number 449, the Thunderbolts mint number 1977. The $1,000 bounty has been claimed. Huge congratulations for Legis on Twitter for landing that, and shout out to Comics Crypto for having that out there. Let's see what else we got here. We got Sandbox saying, can all the collectibles and comics trade on Stackr now? Yes, they can. And it seems that all future collectibles that we have, including the new IP that's supposed to be listed this week, or supposed to be announced this week, it seems that they'll be able to be traded on Stackr as well as soon as their drops. How much OMI do you have now? About 220-ish. The goal is $1 billion, but maybe get to, I think by mid-July, unless my other stuff really runs, I'll probably be up to 250 by July, mid to late July. I don't know about the billion mark, or even half a billion. That only comes if DEVVE or DEFINITY. Right now, it looks like DEFINITY, because DEFINITY's done a nice 3x over the past couple months, and and DEVVE continues to go down. So it looks like if DEFINITY does like a nice 10 to 20x from here, I'll get I'll probably get to the half a billion if that happens. Even a 10x from here is pretty nice. I could definitely do that. Andromeda interview was great. Why, thank you. I'm a new watcher from that community. Yeah, that dude is awesome. That dude is really smart. He's really conscientious, really incredible dude. And he's a big nerd like me. So we like, I know we're both super busy, but I want to like play video games. I want to chill with him. I want to talk about anime. And maybe we'll have one of those things one day. We'll see. And yes, welcome to the jungle. Anniversary, the Star Wars lightsaber series collection number 1. Oh yes, and they actually have this here. Beginning with some of the most recognizable and important lightsabers from the Skywalker saga, the series features lightsabers from television and movies that have captured audiences' imaginations for decades. Each one is complete with one of the most recognizable sounds in the galaxy, the lightsaber activation sound. Giveaway. Share your best scenes using Lightsaber Series 1 collection in the comments below for a chance to win a VeVe digital collectible, and a random entry will win. Entries close on 28 May at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, Shane Isaac is posting about Earth 2 in Essence, saying, don't miss the final limited edition character skin drop leading up to Earth 2, Early Access Chapter 1 release. Community design submitted skin. Congratulations, Mega Frontman. Good for you. And this is what it looks like. Ooh, this looks good. That was pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie. That looks very legit. Let me just comment epic down below just to give them their flowers there. Give that a like as well. Yep, talking about Shiro. Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Yo Steph. It is. I texted her yesterday, so I don't know why, because I have it in my calendar as today, but my brain thought it was yesterday, and it's like, happy birthday. She's like, it's tomorrow. I was like, shoot, I thought it was happy birthday, cousin. For those of you that do not know, she is a familia. She is a cousin of mine, and love her very much. Based Elnin that has 16,000 followers over on X is bullish on base, and there's going to be a spaces today with Crappy Bird on there. Crappy Bird is going to be on those spaces. I can't wait for that. Where is Crappy Bird? I thought they would have commented on that. That shout out to Space Penguin for giving me some penguin. There's going to be an Ice King. There's going to be a Penguin Princess that is the daughter of the Ice King, and then there's going to be a story of love. It's going to be a story, and I don't know if I'm going to do a rip your heart out thing. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for reposting. Penguin Squad. I'm going to give you some hearts here. Oh no, we only have 10 minutes before my guest comes on. Let's see how much. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Rumor is that Trump is planning to introduce zero capital gains tax on Bitcoin and crypto in the US, probably US related crypto. Only. I did that. That's a nice one. Hang on, people. I wanted. Does anyone know Hippo CTO? I want to give them a. I have an idea that I want to run by them, and if anyone knows them, I would love it if you could do an introduction. Also, Shiro update. The Shiro holders are now 20,364 holders. The supply that is burnt is now 19.4431%, or 194,431,335,069. I'm sorry. 190 trillion billion. Oh wow, 194 trillion, 431 billion, 335 million, 69,000. That is 19.4431% of the supply. That is absolutely epic. I love that. What will the announcement be by VeVe? Oh, you can't ask me that. Like VeVe has to announce it. I can't announce it. We have Comeback Run X saying check NVT's shares stock market could move similar to Palantir in a couple of years, short term 6 to 12 months, 2025, anything under $7. All right, so let's see. There are so many tabs open. Up to me and he asked me for it. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and let us search NVTS. Fuck, I accidentally X'd out of that, and I did not want to. NVTS. Have it as Semiconductor Corporation. Well, it's up 46% on the day, so I'm not going to buy that now. I would have liked to buy it before it did that move. It was up to $6 at one point, went down to about $4. So this is very volatile. Actually, it was up to $20 in 2021. So, you know, could it get back up there? Yeah, it could. It had been down to like $1.75 in the past year, really like the past 8 months. So I think the time to buy it is probably over. What's the market? Yeah, it's $1.2 billion market cap. Again, like you're buying not at all-time highs, but you're buying at a really, really big high. Now, granted, the last 5 years, I don't know enough about it. What's the volume on it? 183 million in volume, $1.2 billion, almost $1.25 billion market cap. It's just moved a lot recently, and I just, it was $1.75. Now it's $6.41. It's done a 3x already within the past year. And you could very well be right. Be like, Chavez, this is just the confirmation. It could do another 5x. I'm sure it can. And it could even do a 6x at the upper end of what you think, 25 to 45 in the next 6 to 12 months. That 6x from here is like upwards of like $40. And you could be very well right. But there's a lot of other stuff that I have that'll do a lot more than a 6x. If I had $100 million, yeah, I'd buy some. But I don't. I have very little monies, so the little monies that I have really has to count. And I can, Like even if it's a guaranteed 6x, I can't. But I will say that it is a mega mover today. It is a beast today. It's been a beast the past couple of months. It's done very well. You got it at $1.75 in October. You are crushing it. You are crushing it. And the M2 global liquidity is exploding. So I think we're good. All right. Come on whenever you're ready. I went over DEVVE, OMI, Definity. Okay, I went over all the cryptos. My guest will be coming on in a minute here. I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna go and reshare my stuff over on X, and I'll bring him onto the stage. Let's go. Howdy, howdy.
What's going on, Randy? How you doing, man?
I am doing all right. I'm just out of that. I'm going to, I don't know, X has been very strange where it won't let me do like it's missing, it has like my pinned post and then it doesn't have anything from like until like 3 days prior. So I was gonna reshare this this space and be like, oh, shout out to my guest Fred, but it's not letting me. So oh well. Awesome. How you doing?
You're good. You're good. We live now?
Yes, yeah. So I've had so many guests recently that I haven't had a bunch of the news. So I've been live the past 55 minutes just going over a bunch of news. Yeah. So we're at 286 right now, people, and
Awesome.
yeah. So I have to also, Instagram was being weird. It wouldn't let me see the name that you had put on the thing. So I have the VeVe affiliate email now. I'll once this is over, I'll shoot him a message. Just give me that name again,
Yeah.
and then we'll get that bread. So Fred, tell us who are you? Tell us about yourself. What how do you have billions of views over on, obviously a combination between Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, but tell us what you're all about.
So basically, well, I guess I'll start. By trade, I'm a painter, business owner. Had the business for about 13 years now. I'm based in Chicago and lived here my entire life. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's social media started about 7 months ago, and originally I started with just like regular painting content, right? Painting clients' homes, doing rooms, things like that. And views were there, but not great. And I kind of started thinking about it a little bit more, thinking a little bit more outside of the box. And I have two daughters, and they used to like to watch like the slime videos and like satisfying videos like that. And I was sitting down one day and just kind of started thinking, how can I incorporate that with my content? And kind of just started testing things. And day by day, I'd do a job and I'd come back home and I would show my daughter, like, hey, what do you think about this? Or I would show one of them, what do you think about this? And they're like, oh, that was okay. Or, oh, that was really, really satisfying. And I would just kind of test it on them little by little, little by little. And I decided to just start posting my content. I was having a bonfire one night with my brother and my sister, and really just we have a family friend. He has a couple, like maybe 200,000 followers. And I told my siblings, I was like, why not us? Like we have all the equipment, we've got everything there. And it just kind of stuck with me. I set a goal that I was gonna do it. And I mean, like you said earlier, man, billions of views is what I have now in a matter of let's say I want to say like no, like November, things just started picking up. I think my highest video on Instagram has like 225 million views. And
Damn.
then yeah, I didn't expect it. It just kind of took off. And from there, I've gotten partnerships. I've gotten like people send me products all the time to review, to post. It's just been a wild ride, man. It's cool though. It's really, really cool. And and that's why I've been reaching out to you and we've been talking. And um, I wanted a way. I've been on VeVe since the original Golden Moments drop. So I still have my Iron Man actually.
Nice.
I landed him on the drop. Uh, Even when I think it was at like $7,000, I didn't sell it. I was like, nope, this guy's sticking with me forever. This is the OG and he's gonna stay with me forever. So I started thinking about it. I've got all of these views, I've got all of these followers. I think I'm reaching like 150,000 followers now combined throughout socials. And I just wanted to have a way of creating more content, not only for myself to kind of express my creative, like my creative freedom, but really it was to get more eyes on the collectibles, really to get more eyes on VeVe. And I put them. I don't know if you saw some of the videos I sent you, but I've been doing little series, right, called like Guess the Character. I think recently was with Lilo and Stitch coming out in theaters. I did Stitch, um, which also him, I've had him since the very first drop. So and started incorporating that into the videos, and the views are just coming in. And again, it's just I think uh, YouTube picking up as well. It's all shorts. I recently started doing I did my first vlog this past week. Didn't do as great, but I kind of expected that. Just little by little, people aren't coming to my account for that. But I think me doing things like this really is going to help other followers kind of start trickling in, not just for the satisfying ASMR content, but because of who I am and what I bring and all of that. So that's me, man. That's who I am, and just a little bit about it.
So the takeaway is that song, Remember the Names, 10% luck, 20. So it's like 20% skill and 80% because of VeVe Collectibles. No, dude, I don't even, so I like those types of videos. Like I like which is a stark contrast to what like I don't know, happened with my friend's daughter as well, where I feel like we would watch, like you're probably the similar age in your 30s, yes?
I'm 33.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm 34. So I like the videos where you see like someone do like a cut into construction paper and glides along the rest.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah,
and these satisfying videos where like something is like just a perfect size and it slides down something. But I've noticed a couple of kids that they're like 20 now, but when they were teens, they would watch unsatisfying videos where like, okay, a guy's doing a long putt and it's about to go in the hole, but the video cuts off before it goes in the hole. And I was like,
yeah.
what
They,
are you guys
they,
doing to yourselves?
yeah, they stop it. They stop it.
Bro, what? Kids are so freaking strange. Um, but but yeah, I've noticed even videos that like I don't know why I'm watching it, but I do, is when these like people come home from like, and most of them are women, they come home from like grocery shopping and they already have stuff like in the packages, but they rip open the package and they put it in these like containers in their fridge.
Yeah.
And
Like,
I watched like several minutes of this video before I'm like, what am I doing? But it's so satisfying to watch putting them. So when you have the ASMR stuff, and it's not just the fact that you hear it, but it's satisfying watching like the comb go through the paintbrush
yep.
and going back and forth. So it's a combination of all visuals.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's
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 largely about
interesting.
paint.
It's interesting. It's I find myself watching a lot of like cleaning ones and just kind of picking up the house. And I guess it also gives me like tips on how to do the cleaning around the house a little bit better. And what's up, Jay? Just see hi Fred. Um, I think it brings a sense of relaxation to people. I think that's kind of what I picked up the most from everybody on my videos. Besides the odd comments, it is what it is, right? It's kind of you get in that world. Before that, I didn't really know too much about like ASMR or all of that. And like I said, tends to be a lot more women in this space, and you get a couple of men that are kind of in it, but it's I wanted to think outside of the box, man. I wanted to stand out. There's hundreds or thousands of painters already on the internet posting their content. So I wanted to stand out and do something a little bit different. And it worked. It definitely worked. I don't think there's too many other people out there doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So so I imagine you're getting DMs out the yin yang now. How do you filter out which ones are like and I feel bad saying like which ones are like worth it, and like because you probably have too many where you can't read all of them. How do you filter out which ones are worth it to be like, okay, this could be a good partnership, this could just be a cool person, or this could just be like a scammer
It
or someone wasting my time?
it really comes down to a couple of things for me. One, right now I'm not really doing too many partnerships where it's just like, hey, we're gonna send you some free stuff, do a couple of videos for us. Unless it's a brand that I really, really like, I'm kind of staying away from things like that. So I reach back to them and I tell them, hey, I'm prioritizing paid partnerships, paid collaborations. So that's one. Two is really just partnering with companies that I actually genuinely trust or enjoy. One of them is actually like Backbone Coffee is one of the partners that I have right now, and they send me some coffee. I've been with them for about 3 months now, and I mean, it's all I drink now. It's their coffee. It's things that I feel, how do I put it? I feel good about sharing, about promoting it, right? Another brand that I have right now is like Handy Paint Products. They're a multi-million-dollar company that's in Home Depot, Lowe's, all of these stores. That's actually a company that before the partnership, that was what I used personally when I went to paint houses. Um, that was that's the biggest thing for me is companies that I know that I trust, things that I already use in my own personal life. That's what I try to stick with. Like one of the cleaner zebra painting, it's like things like that that just, again, companies I know and trust, I feel good about sharing with everybody else out there because now I understand that what I put out there is going to be seen. It is something that is, um, I don't know if people take my word for it, right? Which is kind of why I'm doing lives, I'm doing all of this podcast, all of this, so that I can build that reputation a little bit more. But I think as time goes on, it definitely helps to have that and to promote these businesses. So I get a ton of messages, man. It's actually insane. Every morning, it's one of the first things I do is I look through my emails and it's, hey, Fred, we want to send you this. We're going to partner with this. And it's like from vacuum cleaners to, I think I get a lot of like women's products. And I'm like, do you guys know I'm not a woman? Like, I'm a guy. It is what it is. And actually, one of the larger partnerships that I've had recently was with a company called Meshki. On social media, they have almost 4 million followers, and they do women's clothing, dresses, and things like that. And we did a partnership, and in one day, they got 1 million views on my content. It's just nuts, man. Things like that. And again, companies, sorry about that. Companies like that, it also helps me expand my reach into different areas. So I've come to realize that my content isn't just about paint anymore. Now it can kind of go for everything. I mean, I'm in talks with candy companies. I'm in talks with like markers, things like that. There's so many different brands and businesses that have been reaching out, and it comes down to right now it's like I'm limited on how much time I have in a day and how many days in a month I have to actually promote the product.
Yeah.
So it's
When you
nuts.
go and you charge people, is it like, hey, we do X amount up front and then X amount after a week to see how it did, like how many views you got, and based on how many views it got, or is it just all up front?
I do so just like how I do it in my painting business. Typically, I'll ask for like a percentage up front. Um, And with that, I don't do like per view. There's been a couple of businesses that have reached out trying to do per view. It's usually like per 1,000 views, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but um, I don't do it that way. I have like a set, I call it a rate sheet, again, being in this space now, I've had to learn so much, man. It's just learning about rate sheets, learning about the RPMs, all of these things that that I don't actually, maybe it wasn't RPM, but I can't remember the name of it, but all those things that I just give them usually a flat rate and tell them, hey, X amount for one post on Instagram or one reel, whatever it is that they want to do. Sometimes some businesses they want more than one color in one video, so then sometimes I'll do like, okay, it's going to be X amount for 5 colors in one video, and if they want the raw video, sometimes a little bit more, things like that. It's just things that I've kind of learned as I've gone, and just a ton of research, just so much research put into it
Yeah.
to make sure that I'm ahead of the game and not just kind of being taken advantage of. Because uh, I guess with the views that I have, it's like I think it's only like 2% of the people in the world ever get that many views. So
Damn.
yeah, it's insane, man. And having that knowledge and having those views make that difference. I want to make sure, like I said, that I stay on top of the game and I don't get taken advantage of, and um, try to be fair with everybody. Same thing like I do with my business. It's just trying to be fair. I'm fair with them. They should be fair with me. But yeah, it's been fun. So that's
So
why
there's
VeVe, I've been reaching out to them as well, I love promoting it just because it's definitely something that I love. And I think I was watching one of your recent videos. I find myself every day on VeVe and messing with my collectibles. And this is just a way for me to show all of the collectibles that I have. I don't have a ton, but it definitely is a great way for me to be able to do that.
you have the ones that matter. You have a couple of cool Marvel Mighties, and you have the Iron Man, the good stuff.
I
What's
got
up, Sten?
and a lot of like low mints. That's really my biggest thing. I try to keep really, really low mints. And that's especially it's same. I guess same thing. I love to get what I like personally. I don't buy to invest. I buy to collect. I've been a collector my entire life. It's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, coins, all of it, man, all of it. So it's not just VeVe. It's been my entire life.
Yeah, the sub 100s, especially for Marvel, I picked one thing that I knew I could, find a lot of deals and be pretty good at. And the Marvel one, there's a couple of Marvel ones that people were selling sub 100s for like $15, $20. I was like, bro, what are you doing? So I stacked a bunch of those, and for a while I was like the number, as far as sub 100 Marvels, I was like the number 2 collector on that. And
Nice.
then when Stackr like really came out and everyone started tracking like I was doing, everyone just started outspending me. Like Dr. Rolex and a bunch of these people just threw like 20 grand at it, and now I'm like number 6. Um,
Hey,
but
that's
it's
still
still fun.
impressive. That's
Yeah,
impressive, man. That's still very, very impressive. I had to take a step back. I had to realize like I can't keep spending so much on this. At one point or another, I was like, okay, I gotta be a little bit more selective, and that's when I really started like going all in on lower mints and just buying what I like. And yeah, I mean it's recently. What was one of the most recent ones? Star Wars, obviously. I went for both of the
yeah.
Star Wars ones. I landed the Secret Rare, which is fun. Um, but
The
definitely,
the baby Grogu.
no, I wish. You know what? I had the opportunity. I joined the wait list and I was busy at the time. I checked in, I got selected,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I'll do it in a minute. And I completely forgot and I missed that opportunity. And I don't know if I would have landed it, obviously, but no, the Stormtrooper helmets, one of the secret rares. I can't
Oh,
remember the
nice.
name of it, but that was the one I landed. That was cool. It's been a while since I got a
I
secret rare.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet. Mine was I got excited, like threw me off my rhythm. Like every day I get up, I check the drop, but
Yeah.
on this day, Gary Vaynerchuk was in town, and I was like, okay, I gotta go see him, and just threw me off my rhythm. And then what's up, Bobby? And then when it threw me off my rhythm, I just forgot about it, and I'm driving, and then by the time I finished driving, like, oh god, the drop! Like no, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was rough. As Bobby Carpenter just walked in, says hey.
Hey.
Um, there's a yeah. Have you taken a look at comics and cryptos, like the bounties that they put on everything?
I do. Every once in a while, I check on there and see what's going on, but I don't really pay too much attention. I kind of stay in my lane usually, and even if there was a bounty, I'd probably hold on to it. I'm just
Really? Oh,
that's just
so
that's just me, man. I'm telling you, a lot of the things I buy, I don't sell them. I buy them, and I just plan on holding on to these things for a long, long time. And if VeVe does really well, which I'm hoping and I'm expecting it to do and continue to do really well, it'll pay off in the end. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out and just enjoying everything. That's it.
yeah. They've done like I think like 520 grand this month so far, so they're doing pretty well. And then
Yeah.
there's two other ones. I think it was the 1977 Grogu that they had, like the rare version. Oh no, it was like the number 2021 or 2019, whichever year like Grogu actually
It
appeared.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah, they had offered him $2019, and the guy said no, and that's not the only one. And I was like, bro, that was $20. You're getting like 100x return here, and you're saying no. Like it's powerful
Yeah.
that multiple people. It's one thing if you say like, yeah, I wouldn't sell, but then $2,000 in your face, but the fact that people have it and they actively say no, and it's like, it's
I
it's a
think
lot.
it's the collector and people, man. The collector. I don't know if they're it's holding on for an investment, but I think being a collector and saying that I own this piece, it's kind of it's a powerful thing to have, and I think that's what makes me be very like I don't want to say clingy to my collectibles, but it really helps me just hold on to my collectibles that I get. They all, um, again, I just enjoy all of them. That's it. And then I also have OMI and different cryptos, things like that. But those are OMI's my investment side of things.
Same. I've done a decent dollar cost average of 220 million OMI now, and I have it set up where as long as the price stays around here in June and July, I'll make a couple more buys, and I'll get. But so I've diversified quite a bit. I have a decent amount of Definity and a decent amount of DEVVE. And they do what I think they'll do, and OMI either stays down here or goes lower, I'll get to like $500 million or even $1 billion if that.
That's insane.
So
I've got 15 million. And
for now,
I'm okay right now. Yeah, I was dollar cost averaging. The good thing is I say it, I know that a lot of people are in a different situation, but I wasn't buying OMI at all-time highs. I started buying OMI maybe within the past year or two. So I
oh,
was,
nice.
yeah, I wasn't really let's just say I'm not down much. I'm down a little bit, not much. And
So
it's
like 0006 is probably where you
I
started
think
buying.
yeah, it was around 6 or 5, and then just kind of
Oh,
as these
that's
prices kept dropping, I just kept buying, and I was like, dude, this is a great
dude,
sale.
that's such a sweet dollar cost average. I would kill someone to get that dollar cost average.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and I know a lot of people are not in that situation. I've got a buddy too that he's buying at all-time highs, and it's
Yeah.
tough. But I think I tell everybody, if you believe in the company, if you believe in everything that they're doing, what is there to worry about? It's just a long game right now where we're finding everything out and trying to just be patient. That's it. If you believe in
Yeah.
it, then don't
I
spend more than you don't have to.
I did pretty well where I got it down to like 00, like 28. Obviously it's better than 007. But yeah, just trying to get it down below that or even to like 001 would be amazing. And I might be able to do it. So we'll see.
Day
Um,
by day, day by day.
so they have this depending on how many people you get from the affiliate program where I think it pays you like $10 per referral up to a certain amount, then 15, and then 20. Uh, that could be a lot of money. That could be, I mean, you get like 1,000 people in there, and you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
and which is, and that's not a unrealistic thing to expect when you sometimes get not like 100 million people viewing.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So
That
yeah,
that was the thought, man. That was the idea there. It's like I've got all of these views, I've got all of these collectibles. I think I have like 200 or 300 collectibles, and plus some comics. But I was like, I might as well put them to work. I might as well show them off, start these series. I definitely think it's a great way to bring them to life and show the world. And exactly like you just said, my thought was originally I was waiting for this affiliate program, and that's why I reached out to you because I was like, dude, I'm not hearing back from anybody from VeVe anymore. I
yeah,
know they've got a bunch going on, but I was like, I need to get into this affiliate program before I really start promoting or showing
yeah,
the collectibles.
agreed.
Um, and now that I'm in the affiliate program, now I've been working on it. Just, dude, I'm swamped. I've got so much going on that I've been trying to figure out how to promote it a little bit better. And that's going to start soon. I'm going to start doing that, start doing the videos and more series, like I was saying. And I think people enjoy it. And my thought is, the people that watch my videos aren't just kids, right? It is actually people our age. It's people
Yeah,
between the ages of like 25 to 40 years old. And then
yeah,
you do get the younger ones, which eventually they're going to come on and they're going to see these things and they're going to be like, oh, well, that's cool. How do I get my own Stitch, or how do I get my I don't know if you saw the Incredible Hulk one, right? It's
yeah.
like how do I get that? Um, you start showing them little by little, and you VV's linked on there and join, and hopefully down the line that'll bring me some sort of income as well.
I would love to see that get like even just on one video, just get like 100 users, and even at like the $10, like okay, that's not like a ton. You figure that's like $1,000, but then I feel like that would inspire you to do more. And then if
Definitely.
you just get that one video where mega
Takes off.
viral and it's like, what is this? This is cool. And then like 1,000 users, just bam, and then suddenly 20K, and you're just like, um,
That's the hope.
so I've had some sponsors of the channel as well, and now that I have a little bit more money, I hit this thing. I guess people call it like a high watermark, where if you have like a certain amount, anything above that, you just feel like you can spend. So I've been looking at Polymarket. Have you ever taken a look at that?
I have not.
It's like a betting platform where you could bet on pretty much anything. Like a lot of people do it for like big events like Super Bowl, the elections, or plays and
Okay.
whatever. But I found one recently where you can bet on what unlikely things will happen before the release of GTA 6. And the three that I'm looking at is Trump gets ousted as president, 15%. Bitcoin hits $1 million, 13%. And Jesus Christ Returns at 14%. And I want to bet on Jesus Christ returning before GTA 6 so badly. It's like 500,000 in volume on that.
Dude, we've been waiting for GTA 6 for years.
I know.
I always think it's around the corner, and I'm like, nope, no announcements, no nothing still.
Bro, May 2026. And like so the graphics look amazing. And when it made its way onto TikTok, I was like, okay, this looks great. I wonder what people are saying about it. And it's about the girl's boobs that like jiggles. Like the jiggle physics are amazing. And I was like, this is what the top comment is.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Actually, have you, real quick, I don't know if you, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with it, right? But I'm a big Disney person. Me and my family are big Disney people, and I'm sure you heard about the new Disney park that they're opening in Abu Dhabi. Um,
Yeah.
I have my own speculations on that one, man. I think that's going to be big for VeVe and for digital and for also for AR collectibles. I think it's going to be the technology. I don't know if you've put too much. I don't know if you've done any research on it, but I think they've got like all of these. I don't want not copyright. I can't remember the name right now, but they've got all these things set up so that that way.
Patents.
There you go. That's the word. Uh, I think it's like going forward with the technology. And I really believe something big is going to happen with Disney and these collectibles that we have in the future. My own speculation, not any. Don't you? Obviously, everybody's got to do their own research, but
Right.
it's just what I've been thinking, man. Especially with Fortnite and all this stuff going on, it's just seems kind of impossible to not happen.
So I've speculated on this a lot because I've read the patents and they're one, it shows like a partner statue for one of the patents. And I was like,
Yeah. Yep.
so,
Yep.
gestures broadly everywhere. But have you been to Harry Potter World in Universal?
No, I have not. We're
Okay,
again, we're Disney, not Universal. It's on the
so
books though.
I've been fighting with VeVe Magic about this. So we're doing this thing where if you Dr. Profit is donating a partner statue for auction. And now you still have to pay for it in OMI on Stackr, burn some OMI, which is great. But the value of it goes towards First Responders Children's Foundation. That's Alcon's, charity. Him and his wife have started that. And outside of, so if you win the partner statue, the money goes to charity, but you also get a free week in a Disney resort from August 23rd to the 30th. And it's not like a small, like it sleeps 9 people. And on top of that, you get to hang out with me and VeVe Magic and the Omi Homies Max and Janie and Tammy Hannah. So like y'all get your own place, we get our own place, and then you could hang out with us as little or as much as you want. And I was like, well, we're in Orlando. I was like, hey Matt, like obviously you'll be, the tour guide, if we all want to go to Disney, but if they want to go to Universal, do you? And she's like, no, not going to Universal. I was like,
No,
but like
we
you
don't.
have to go. Like
I just said it, man. We're a Disney family, not a Universal family.
anyway, so the leading bid on that is like $4,200. So if you bid 4,300, you might get it. So and the week stay at the Disney Resort is worth like $9,000. So
Yeah.
and you get a partner statue, and it goes to charity. Anyway, not going to show that anymore. The reason I brought that up is because there's a ride, like go to platform 9 3/4, and you go from one park to another. You go on the Hogwarts Express, and there's little like cut scenes, and they're different depending on where you sit. So I think that what VeVe could do, or what Disney could do with the VeVe collectibles, is if you scan your collectible before going on the ride, like depending on which collectibles you might have in your wallet, will depend on a certain cutscene that you have on a certain ride,
Yeah.
which would incentivize people to go on, or maybe getting like scan your VeVe
Magic
QR
band.
code before getting on a ride, and then scanning it after, and then you might be able to get a collectible saying that you went on that ride. That'll make all the VVPs want to go there. But I've never seen a larger amount of group of white women saying they want to go to the Middle East than after this announcement.
Hey, I want to go too now, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It's definitely on the to do now, and
Same.
it seems. I mean, look, kind of going back to what you were saying. Disney has a thing called magic bands where you wear your like it's a bracelet and you tap it on to get onto the rides, and just from that they kind of like track you and see where you are in the parks and what you're doing, what rides, and then even with that, I remember on It's a Small World, they used to have at the end, they used to have these screens that as you're coming out, it would say, "Bye, Fred," or whoever it was that was riding on the ride at the time, and they knew that because of the magic band that you were wearing. So it's definitely not impossible what you're saying. I definitely think it's something that they're going to be doing. Again, it's all speculation, but I could see it happening. I could see it happening, and especially with all the technology that's out there, I definitely can see all of these things happening, especially with the collectibles and having them. It's going to give it um, like exclusivity of your partner statue is going to get you to this ride or things different things like that, man. I definitely think it's gonna be happening if the VV Disney partnership keeps happening. I'm excited to see it too. I really,
I
really
think
am.
so too. There's multiple. I don't know when that's going to be. Do you know when it's going to be scheduled to be built by?
I think they said it was like 2030, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. VV Magic
Okay.
probably has a better idea on that. But I've talked with her too before. I think she knows me from my other account, the Daily VV. So
Nice.
I mentioned it to you. I used to do that one. I kind of took a step back from doing the videos on there just because of everything else. But I think with time I'll come back to that account, start building again.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I mean, there's so many, a
Yeah.
bunch of accounts. But so I have a few reasons to go to the Middle East. There's a guy I know, his name's Rashed Al Farouk. He's got the largest pop culture event like in the Middle East over in Dubai. And he wants to make I have a comic that is going to be on VeVe later this year, and I can't wait for it. It's called daCAT. Um, and we're trying to get a bunch of new people in from other like meme coin communities that they want to be in the comics, so they're paying to be in. And I'm writing comics for other people, and it's really fun. Um, but he says like if it does well and it like sells out, is like he wants to bring in a bunch of voice actors that he knows from Japan and wants to like make an anime for it. He'll buy into the IP, and it's like, oh, that'd be so fun. Uh, so question, you've been in VeVe for a while, you have a good amount of comics and collectibles. Do you read any of the new comics that come out like every Wednesday? Like not like the key comics or the grails.
Not too much. I'm not a big, I'll be honest, not a big comic person.
Yeah.
I really just hold on to like the grails, right? Um, yeah, no, I can't say that I do. Every once in a while, I'll pick up the ones that I have and I'll just kind of skim through them and read them.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I tried to get into. It's just comic books were never really my thing growing up. So um, I've tried. It just wasn't me. And I know there's a ton of people that love them, and that's why they're on BV solely for the comics. But
Yeah.
that it just wasn't me.
I feel you.
Hey,
So
but that's
so
that's awesome on the comic, man. Congrats on that. I'll definitely pick that up too when it comes out. If I can get my
I
hands
am
on it.
so excited. And so we're doing giveaways if you happen to get number 69, 420, or and any of these meme numbers or anything.
Yeah.
We'll do a we'll do a we would airdrop you either Crappy Bird token or Sharby or daCAT, but
Oh,
we could airdrop you OMI because you like that, so we can
yep.
do that.
That's my
Um,
favorite.
yeah, can't wait. And we'll do a Kickstarter for a physical thing as well, and we'll have a super limited amount. There's a couple people that was like, Chavez, I needed 9.8 of them. I was like, all right, no, we'll do them. Um,
9.8. I'm gonna go for a 10. I need a 10.
that's hard. It's like possible.
Don't
Um,
even don't even touch it once it comes off the machine, man. Don't white gloves and everything.
I'll immediately put it right into a thing. It'll be
Yep.
fine. So there's a much speculation. They have an announcement that David teased this past week, and I think it's either Pac-Man or Minecraft because VeVe posted about that recently.
Yep.
Um, I don't know if you've seen any of those things or what you hope it'll be.
I did. I've also learned to, as bad as it sounds, I've also learned to not speculate off of it just because
Yeah,
I think again, I think actually you said in your last one of your last videos, they've done things like this before where they do like little posts like that and then just nothing comes up from it.
yeah,
I would definitely love to see either or. Pac-Man would be pretty cool to see. But I know they've got. I think with David, I feel with the team, I should say, not just David, but um, I think everybody's in good hands. I think they've got all of these IPs in the works. I think a lot of people just don't understand that a business, especially like them, something so new as well, takes time. It takes time to bring these things out. They can't just one day to the next. start releasing everything. It does take time to get these IPs and to actually work things out, find the plan. And even on my end of things with like social media, it's the exact same thing with these bigger companies. It's not so much like from one day to the next. It's okay, we're gonna do this. Excuse me, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be um, we're gonna do a call to action or whatever it is that they want to do. And it just takes time to get the planning done. Which is why I truly believe that long term, VeVe, OMI, they're great things to hold on to. I definitely think it's going to be worth it in the long run. And I've got a whole game plan already set up for myself. Some of the OMI set to the side. I've got some OMI to spend and sell down the line, and then I've got some OMI to just hold on to, not for me, just for my kids. And
Yeah.
I won't ever touch that OMI myself. That'll be for my kids and their kids down the line if things go the way that I hope. Let's say that.
Yeah, I
So.
have so there's you might have seen her on stream. You know Tammy Hannah?
I feel like the name's familiar.
She's a blonde
I'm
chick. She plays poker.
I I'm horrible with names, man, to be honest with you.
That's all good. If
If
you
I saw a picture, I probably would know, but
so she had a she had a thing where she sold her house recently, and she's renting now, keeping costs down, put a lot in the crypto, which is great. But she also bought three gold and silver logos. And I was like, so she had one already, but then she bought two more. And I was like, it's like, damn, like I know they're going to be, worth quite a bit in the future. But I was like, maybe just put a little more into Omi. She's like, no, these are for my grandkids. It's like, okay. So people do a lot for their kids is the,
yeah.
um, now would that change? Because how old are your kids? I assume they're fairly young.
No, teens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, you had them young. All right. Good for you.
very, very young,
Um,
and fortunate to
dude,
be in the position I'm in. Very different
oh,
than a lot
that's
of
so cool,
people.
man. I'm so like jealous of that because like if I were to have a kid now and then they're like 15 when I'm like 40 is like or when I'm like 50 and I'm like ugh
I'm gonna
I can't
be,
do it.
I'll be
Um
40, and my oldest will be 20. So
oh that's so cool, bro. That's
yeah.
so cool.
It is, and
Um
it's a great relationship. It makes a big difference, I think. But again, it's easier for me to say that because again, I know that a lot of people, if they had their kids at my age when I had them, it'd be very different for a lot of people. I was fortunate to have um, learned from my dad the business, and he helped me grow and all of that. It's just
yeah.
different situation, and thankfully, my wife and I we've been together since high school, and having that it definitely helps and really. Like she's the one that pushes me, man. She's the one that keeps me going. My kids, her, and they just kind of keep giving me that drive to do what I do every single day.
Oh, high school sweethearts. I love
Yeah,
that.
high school
I
sweethearts.
I like some of the so Star Wars Episode 2 when the Forbidden Love with Anakin and
Mhm.
Padme, like that's like my favorite one because just that love scene. Like I like chick flicks, bro. I like the it's yeah the
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
a
that,
little
Randy.
there's a little something. Um, yeah, I love that stuff. So will and I mean there are teams that are already kind of brought up, but
Mhm.
does the amount of OMI you'll give them change where in like 10 years if OMI's like $1 and be like, okay, listen, y'all are like like 23, 20, too young to have $1 million. This is a lot. You're gonna have to. I'll give you 100,000. I'll give you 100,000 right now, and the rest when you're like 30.
Maybe. I don't
Yeah,
think so. I think it all depends on how they are when they're older.
yeah,
Um, I'm hoping that we're raising them the right way and they can, you know, make the right decisions. I don't want to say smart decisions, but make the right decisions for what they think is going to be best. Um, that again, that money is really it's set aside for them. So at the end of the day, I think I would love for them to hold on to it for not just for them, but also for their kids. And I think um, if OMI does what we think it's going to do one day, I think it can put them in a position for the rest of their life where if they continue on, they can be set, let's say. Um, yeah, so I don't think I would really change that though. I think I have already a game plan. It's all written out, videos. They know how to.
oh, that's so cool.
They know. I've got it all set up with the um, I forgot the name with the codes so they can get into the accounts and I mean, it's all of it just set up so that in case, let's just say I die tomorrow, my wife and my kids will know that, hey, don't touch this. There's a game plan on there written out,
Yeah,
and also like you can't touch this for at least another decade, and we're gonna kind of just ride that out. And if it goes to zero, it goes to zero, and if it doesn't, then we'll be really good. But
Do you have any other crypto?
Solana, a little bit of Bitcoin, and I used to have SHIB, and I got rid of all of that. But mainly Solana, man. That is the bigger one that I just kind of I like to hold on to. I think that's a good one, and
Yeah.
I think it's still undervalued for what it is. Um,
Altcoin season's coming. I can't
yeah,
wait. Should be a couple months. Bitcoin just got a rip, and then ETH. Although ETH's outperforming Bitcoin the last like week or two. No,
oh,
granted, ETH was super punished.
I've got ETH also, but ETH is, I should say, ETH is held up in some NFTs that I have that I believe are long-term holds as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of held up in there, but I've got a little bit of that as well. But altcoin season is coming, man. And then you got gold, actual physical gold and silver that has been shooting up. Silver is a big one that's um, I think very, very undervalued as well. I actually just went this past week, 2 weekends ago, to buy a couple of silver coins. And I'll post a video actually. I'm working on it right now. A shop by my house that they never seen it before. They create the coins. They have Iron Man, they have Thor, they have all of these really, really cool coins, and it's just all silver.
Yeah.
And they even have artwork, and it's just made out of all silver. It's really, really cool, actually. I'll post a video this week. I'm working on the edit right now. That'll probably
Nice.
just be on TikTok though.
Is that did they reach out to you for a partnership with that?
No, but when I was there, we were talking about it, and they actually gave me like a really good deal on some of the silver, and I couldn't pass that up, so I bought a little bit.
Yeah.
But no partnership from them. That was just me just wandering the streets with my wife one day, and then just stopped in. And it was a really, really cool store. Ton of stuff.
I have I used to have a bunch of, because like in the like late 2000s, I got like super into conspiracy stuff, like Alex Jones type, like the dollar's going to zero, you better buy gold and silver right now. And I was like, oh my God, I better. And I had it for a while, and then the military didn't help because they did just like the government. I feel like it took me away from certain conspiracies because people gave the government way too much credit. But then it took me to like other conspiracies, like nobody knows what the fudge they're doing. So this
Yeah.
is like, yeah, this is why you need MREs and silver and doomsday stuff. And
Nobody
now it's
knows what
like,
they're doing. Nobody.
yeah, no, they have no idea.
It's true, man. I was an EMT for a while, and I realized then, right then and there, the medics, the paramedics, EMTs, doctors, dude, it's almost not all of them, but a lot of it's just like testing as you go, and
Yeah,
it's definitely kind of eye-opening seeing things like that, right? These people that are professionals, you would think that they're doing what they need to do, and it's you have to take it into your own hands. Make sure that you stay on top of everything, which is what I was telling you earlier. The research for me is such a big one.
yeah,
Uh, coming into this world of social media, it's definitely big for me to do my research for everything, and it doesn't just go for social media, but that goes for everything else in life too. So yeah, it's cool.
yeah. I
I don't. I think
what,
gold's a good one. Gold and silver are very good things to hold long term, regardless of anything.
oh, when they've been around for 6,000 years and have held their value, they're not going to zero anytime soon.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that could be
exactly.
the one thing that would worry me with it. So like China's been buying a lot of gold, and that's great for it. But the one thing that worries me is that the U.S. has, or at least Trump has said, like, hey, we're gonna take some of our gold and buy a certain amount of Bitcoin, and that's fine if it's like a certain amount and the market can like prepare for that. But there's one scenario which I don't think will happen, but it's possible that I was like, because Trump, his media group, like his exchange, like his World Liberty Financial, they're selling X amount of stocks, selling X amount of stuff, and they're buying like $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Hmm.
So I feel like, okay, now that the Trump family has $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, maybe like hundred thousand, and then now he's got like the U.S. Treasuries. Like, why not dump all of the gold, screw China and everyone else that's been buying it, and just put it all into Bitcoin, which will help his stuff go up. And it's like, I respect the play, but that could be like disastrous for like
Yeah,
the rest of the economy.
yeah,
So
yeah. That could drop those prices down hard. Um, but I can't remember what country it was, but I know that they went all in on Bitcoin, man, and I think they're sitting pretty good right now with
El
everything.
Salvador.
El Salvador, there you go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was them or Venezuela, but I knew it was just one of those. Um, I'm sure they're sitting pretty nice right now with all of that Bitcoin because they were buying at cheap, much lower prices, dude, and
Yeah,
they went
they're
all in.
yeah they I think did now. They still buy like one every day. But they've had a bunch.
Nuts.
The other South American countries are going to do. They're going to like model all of the rest of the South American countries based on El Salvador because now it's like one of the safest places in the world.
Yep.
Now, granted, got cleaned up everything, but there's a couple like innocent people that just got wrecked for like months because like there's like no lawyers and now granted did what you got to do, but yeah, so like a lot of other South American countries are going to do that. It'd be great for travel and tourism. They're going to do the what's that called the Bitcoin stuff. I think at some point it might take until next cycle, but everyone will go in on that. Um,
I think it's the way to go. I think I believe it is the way to go, especially just how easy it is. I mean, it's like money, man. Even the U.S. dollar. Like we say we have all this money, but truly, when you put your money into the bank, it's where is it? It's digital.
yeah,
It's already digital. I barely ever carry cash, just because it's like I always have Apple Pay or whatever else it is. It's just the convenience of it.
what really grinded my gears is like 2019, 2020 when big in the Pokemon business, 2021, like and again, like card for everything. I was always at the post office sending off these Pokemon cards where I'd always be behind these like old people that got there first. Post office don't open until 9. They're there at like 8:45.
Yep.
And they always without fail paying with cash. It's like, oh, it's $4, and they break out their wallet and they count their bills and they have change in their pocket, and it's like, my guy, you can't put like $3 on a card. Is that so hard? And it just held up my morning. Every like I don't know how many hours or days that I've spent behind old people counting change, and I just bring on the cashless society. It's more convenient.
It's hard, old habits are hard to break, man. These people are they're just so used to it. And I think a lot of them are just on budgets mainly. You know, once you retire, you get stuck on these budgets, and it's probably just a lot easier to say, okay, I got $100 for the week or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm ready for the cashless. I've been ready for the longest time, man. That's why my wallet's like the wallet just connected to the back of my phone on the MagSafe. I got three cards in there, and then whatever else I have on Apple Pay, and that's it. I
My
don't like carry. I can't carry cash around like that all the time.
my friends make fun of me because I have a big wallet, and
Oh,
they
dude, I
just
can't.
yeah. But like I might need some of it. Like I don't know when the next time I'm going to go to
Out of those,
Red's watering hole,
oh,
but now now I know that I have a card there in case I need it.
how
Um,
often? I mean, out of all that entire wallet, what percent of it do you actually use on like a weekly basis? Let's say.
Mostly none of it.
Yeah.
It's mostly not usable or not used. But it's just in case, like what about the next time that I go to Belfast Gastropub in Long Island. I'm in Ohio now, so I'm never going to go here again. But what if I do? Then I can add to my 100
Yep.
pint club, and after 100 pints, I get a free one. So
How do you even carry that? Like, where does it go in your back pocket?
no, it just goes in my front pocket. What about the next time I need to go to a strip club in New Jersey, Delilah's Den, and I get reduced admission?
Ah,
I
yeah.
get like $10 off.
Dude, it's probably
One
they're probably everything's in there's probably expired by now.
I don't even know if Delilah's Den survived the pandemic. It
There you
it might
go.
be closed down now.
There's your answer. You gotta clean out that wallet, bro. I could never. I could never. You
So
talk about the old people.
I
Look at
actually
you.
cleaned it out. It was much worse than this last year.
Oh
Um,
man.
I was in Arizona and everyone's like, "Bro, clean this fucking thing out." I was like, so,
Yeah, no, I could never do it that way. I have a nice wallet that my wife bought me and I use it on occasion, but I can't. I ended up buying a Ridge wallet and I love that thing. That is the best. Just a couple of cards in there and super easy little money holder. That's it, man. I love that. I can't do the wallet like that. I
yeah,
can't.
and it's so
I
strange.
can't.
Like for the physical wallet, like who cares? But for like the digital wallets, like the crypto wallets, okay, I need to have only a certain amount of money in this, and I have like 8 different ones, and it's like
Yep. Yep. And then you need your cold wallets. You need it all, man.
everything. I got There's actually one wallet that I have that, in case I die, like it's just this stuff is burned, like it's gone. But everything else, it's like, okay, here's the seed phrase in this bank vault. Here's the seed phrase in this floor safe. Here's the cards for it, and it's all mixed up. Someone's gonna have a hell of a time trying
Yep, that's exactly how I have it. But I've got videos put
that.
away. That's
Yeah. I do have to
like
answer Air Blues here. So Mexi is not delisting OMI; they're delisting the futures. So again, do not spread fake news. Do not spread the misinformation. They're just delisting the futures. Like you can't OMI long, you can't OMI short, but they'll still have the OMI token on there. So gotta
no fake news. We don't like that.
gotta fight that. There was somebody that was like, so VeVe announced like a new comic partner yesterday, and somebody on like Twitter Space is like, hey, this is the new IP, and it's like, this is not the new IP. This comic partner that nobody's heard of is not the new IP, and yeah, it's rough out there.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny all the people that come on. Like, I try not to post on Twitter anymore or X. I try not to do too much on there because it's just all just negative. The amount of people that come in and they're like, "You're still buying this? You're still collecting?" And it's like, you're still spending your time reading what like our
Yeah,
posts. Like, come on, I think you guys have better things to do than to spend your days following something that you don't even care about anymore. But people got burned, I guess. I don't know, or they just don't know patience. They got into it for the wrong reasons and or spent more than they could.
yeah, that always made me kind of question that too. Like if there's something that I tried and I just didn't work out, like that's it. I don't
That's it.
spend my
That's it.
time on it.
You move on. You move to the next thing. I don't spend my time, dude. The amount of NFTs that I got burned on when NFTs were big, it if I would have spent my days, I mean, you could spend all day. Hey, I got rugged. It's just, you know what? It is what it is. You move on and on to the next one.
Yeah,
I don't spend. I have better use of my time than to spend it on social media, just commenting on somebody's post and all
yeah,
these negative things. It's just mind blowing to me all the time.
it happens. I mean, you have I feel like that's the mark of like an unsuccessful person though, where they still do that. It's like,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
but
I think that's really what it is. It's just yeah, they either they got burned real bad or they um, just want to do anything they can to make it burn as well with them, and it won't happen.
yeah. I used to think, and I still kind of think this. I don't know what it says about me, but it's like I used to be like super into like pop culture stuff, like what like back in that, like okay, the American Idol, like all like the TV,
Mhm.
and then I got like into business and in the military. I didn't have a lot of time for it, and I for like a while I was thinking like, who has time for that? But now, bro, I like the Diddy trial is like my Roman Empire, and for like good hour a day, it's like focused on this Diddy. Do you have time for that? Do you have time for like
I
stuff like
try
that?
not. I try not to. I try not to. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like. I'll keep up with some like whatever the news pops up on my watch, but I really, really, I'm a big believer of how do I put it? One of those things where like who you surround yourself is who you become, and the
Yeah,
information that you take every day as well, um, it plays in your mind, in my opinion. I think maybe it's subconsciously, but I think it does leave a mark on you. And that Diddy trial, dude, that's some dark stuff, man. It's yeah, things I've seen. I'm like, oh, okay, bad person. I don't need to give him any more time of my life, to be honest.
yeah,
It's unfortunately, it's that's just the way the way that the world is. And again, good things I'll put all my time and my effort into it, right? But things like that I try to stay away from. All the bad news, all of these wars. Don't get me wrong, I try to keep up to date with a little bit to have a basic knowledge, but I try not to, man. It's just not good for me. For me.
yeah. It's I mean, try to because that affects the markets, that affects the macro. But a lot of times now, I like the amount of meetings I have just like every day is just like kind of nuts. So I don't have time for too much of it, but I also have to say like, okay, I need to make time for meeting with Toilet Dust and Alpha the Unicorn and see and pitch them my ideas for a comic on why they should be on VV. And
Yeah,
saying that sentence out loud is so strange, but it's yeah, it's a lot of fun though.
yeah.
How much
Gotta
time goes into these videos that you make for? per day, per week?
I'll tell you this. I have a hard time right now finding balance with my time between the painting business side of things and then social media and then family and then still trying to find time for myself to go out and I enjoy golfing. Uh, Time for me to do that. It's hard for me to find that balance. I try my best to do like when I'm recording, I try to do bulk sessions, let's call it, but it doesn't always work out like that. Also, it's hard once the family's home. Like right now, my wife's at work, my kids are at school. This is the time when I'm able to do things like this or do the content because it's nice and quiet. Or if I know, like for example, on the weekends, everybody's home, I'm up at 5 in the morning and I come down and I'll start doing my videos and while everybody's asleep, that gives me a good, let's say 3 hours to really do as much content as I possibly can. And I try my best to I've been getting a little bit better at it. It's like you just said with your schedule, I've been getting a little bit better of managing my time and writing. I bought a book recently to a calendar to kind of write things in there and have an idea of like, okay, this week's going to be the Marvel series or Disney character. Another one that's coming out is like the Disney princesses, things like that. It's trying to find that balance of prioritizing and just making time for myself because that's the hard part. And I don't want to lose out on like golfing or any of that, but it's a ton of time, man. And then a ton of time goes into reaching out to potential partners, reaching out to companies and giving them my pitch, showing them my content, and giving them an idea of what we could do. I don't give all of my ideas away because then they're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna just do it myself. What do I need you
Yeah.
for? But um, a lot of time, I want to say like 2, 3 hours a day goes into just that of me reaching out to partners, potential partners, and I like the analogy of like Michael Jordan shot, let's just say 100 shots, right? Or 1,000 shots, and out of those 1,000, he only made 50 of them or whatever it is. Um, it's the same concept. I just shoot my shot every day, 3 hours
Yeah.
a day, 2 hours a day, just email after email after email. And if I send, let's say, 50 emails that day and two come back, that's a win. That's
Yeah.
two more partners that are coming on board with me, or at least I get a response from them, and then at least it puts me on their radar, and then I get kind of into that circle of whatever it is. So one of the big ones I'm working with, not with yet, but I'm trying to get hold of is candy companies, man. Gummy worms, gummy bears,
Oh,
Haribo, things like that. That's a big one. Nerds. So that's the one I've been reaching out to. A lot of them have gotten back to me, but I try to go different ways, different outlets. I've been talking to like Olipop and all of these different brands and trying to make things work here. So it's fun, but it is time consuming. It's a lot of time.
there was a it wasn't this one. I guess this is like similar to it, where someone made like a story where it's like gang violence of red on green. And this is like fine, this is like tame, but there was one where this guy set up a bunch of these gummy worms and they were like sacrifices, and it was just like, and it got like hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok. I was like, and it was wild. So I love gummy bears. I love people's creativity with this. It's amazing.
That's the
Um,
fun. That's the fun part is being able to be creative, and then you have an income coming in. Like I get paid through TikTok, I get paid through YouTube now,
yeah,
and Instagram, right? So like having that income coming in, it gives me ability to be more creative and really like try to step out of the box and like that person did with that post. Um, I think that's one of the things I'm trying to learn is I think at one point I'm just going to have to start doing some free content, let's call it, right? Maybe I have to buy the stuff myself and just do it myself. And that gives companies an idea of what I'm thinking, what I would like to do for them. And then they can reach back out to me and we can do videos, long-term partnerships. But yeah, it's just trying to be creative and having that income really helps and really, really helps to have partners as well to do things like that too.
so your main business, obviously, that's been going for years, and that's probably your bread and butter. But how far away are you, or where it would make sense to be like, okay, I'm making X amount over here with the videos and the partnerships. and I could get X amount for selling this business, and then based on what I could buy, whether it's crypto, whatever, how long before it's like, hey, now I have a bunch of time, I could increase the amount of videos, spend more time with family, how long do you think?
I'll say this. I think this past year, since January, I haven't done much work myself on the business side of things
Oh,
as far as like going out to paint anymore. Years prior, I was doing a lot of the work still myself. I have employees or I have subs. I have subs that I use. Um, this past year, I really dedicated more of just selling. I don't know if I would ever close down the business just because, again,
family legacy.
it runs, right? I go out there, I sell the jobs, and I get the guys going, and I've got a good group of guys that they know what they're doing, and I don't have to worry about them. Um, I really, let me see. I want to say that with the social media side of things already, I think I'm already making, if not as much, I think I am making maybe more than I am through like the business side of things. Um, And it's kind of insane because it's some of these partnerships, it's like one post and I'm making as much as I would have with the business. And it's like, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah,
It really, really is. It's just the opportunity is there. And it, I think if I had to say the time frame, I would definitely say by the end of this year, I would think and I would love for it to be really like social media paying for everything, which again, it pretty much has been. Um, I'm at the crossroads right now, actually, of trying to decide whether or not I want to keep going with the business or just like full force in with the social media side of things, just because it takes so much time. Like I was telling you, it's all the time that people don't really know that backside of things of uh, the amount of time I spend reaching out, the amount of time I spend doing my research, the amount of time I spend emails back and forth and then creating the content and then editing. And it is a lot of work that goes into it um, that, like I was saying earlier, I'm having that hard time of balancing my work, my family, social media, and then my time. And the bad thing with social media is that it's on 24/7.
doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
And then
The
waking up at
comments,
5
the
a.m.
messages.
to do it is not fun either.
No, and that's why I really try my best when I wake up to like one, I'm a big believer of God, and I try to give thanks to God, and I do my meditations in the morning, and I really try to stop for at least 20, 30 minutes in the morning before I start doing everything else. But I definitely think it's just hard, man, because then again, at night, I'm scrolling and I'm responding to comments, responding or getting the video ready for the next day, and it's just a lot of work that gets put into it, which a lot of people don't see that side of social media. I think everybody thinks like, oh, you're making all this money, but the reality is, I tell everybody, I think I'm working more than I am. I think I'm working now more than I've ever worked before, even with the business side of things, with the amount of time that I spend working through social media. And that's the hard part, finding that balance there. It's really, really tough.
Yeah, the two. So right now I'm going live and is on like the second hour. I have a show tonight. We'll go for 2 hours. So sometimes at night it'll just be 1 hour. Sometimes it'll be four. Sometimes I'll be by myself. Sometimes it'll be like 8 hours, just super chats coming in and just having a good time. A couple daddy sodas. But and then it's like, well, you have all these sponsors. They sponsor the channel, and you're only like going live a couple hours a day. It's like, but I like the negotiations to get this, like the people that I talk to, and now trying to like this is one side of it, and then leveraging this in conjunction with my relationships at VeVe to try to get certain comics now on there. And now I'm writing these comics. I'm not making a ton for that, and it's yeah, the amount of time is a lot, and then the
Yeah,
meetings and this.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's nonstop. It doesn't stop. That's what I was saying. Even when I'm away with the family, it's like, okay, I'm still working. And the downside is if you stop, it stops. Like
mm.
yeah, you still get views. Like I think I'm averaging, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly how much, but like last week alone on YouTube, it was like 7 million views, right?
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
my god.
in 1 week. And um, you would think that it'd be a ton of money coming in, but the moment you stop uploading, the views drastically start to slow down.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I've played with it. I've learned what days are good to upload, what days are bad to upload, and again, you still have to work with it. And you got to try and different keywords and just so many different things that go into that to make sure that your videos get seen and get pushed out there, man. It's all a learning game. I like to think of it as a game, which is what makes it fun for me.
They since it's AI, that's really bad news. I haven't seen any AI news that came out in the last couple of minutes or hours. But have you played with the new VO prompts that Google's that they came out with?
No, I heard that it's a game changer though. I haven't tried it myself, but I heard that it's really, really game changer with
Okay, let me go
the
to
way it works.
TikTok and type in VO3 videos because that's like it's literally the first thing. Okay, let me try to find.
I think I saw some videos that they,
I don't want to be in your AI movie. Please leave me alone.
yeah.
Please write a prompt that will make us happy. Do it for once. None of us is real. So it's that's you can still tell by like the eyes and like the kind of bad acting, but it is so good. And
It's
it
nuts.
seems that people 50 and above cannot tell the difference, and I don't know why. Um, yeah,
Dude, I mean, it's looks so realistic. I mean, unless you like, if you're in the space, right? We're in the space, is what I'd like to think. So we're in this space. We can see those little things. Like you said, the fingers was a big one before, the eyes, things like that, right?
yeah,
Um, but if you like, if I showed that to my parents or to my in-laws, they would never know. Truly, they
yeah.
would never know that that's not a real person or that that's all AI generated. It's kind of crazy to think, man. It's funny though, because a lot of people think that my content is all AI generated, and every single video I do is what I like. I do it myself.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of people that think, oh, you're doing AI. There's another AI video. No, it's not. It's literally me. It's every day.
I guess it's been a while since I mentioned this. No, Mexi is not delisting OMI. They are just no longer allowing people to long it at like a leveraged, 5 or 20x leverage. But people can still trade it. That part is not changing. But next week they will not allow people to long it and leverage trade. So that's what they're taking away. I feel like I'm gonna have to go on talking about that. Like every 20 minutes, a new comment will come in. Um, yeah, I guess we're in like that part of our lives where we can understand the newer things that's happening, but still also remember, before
Before.
internet. I don't know what that's going to be when we become like the old people, and then we don't understand what that freaks me out more than anything when that happens and stuff
Dude,
goes on.
it's already, whether you know it or not, it's already happening. And I know this because of my kids. I mean, the things that they sometimes they'll show me, like even just, I always consider myself to stay up to date with my iPhone and all of that. And my kids come home and they'll show me some things, or like they'll organize a screen with the widgets and all of this, right? And it's like, wait, how did you do that? Like I don't know how to do that. And it's like small things like that that I'm really 3D printing, right? 3D printing is a big one. Like my kids, they know how to 3D print, and I'm just like, you show me a 3D printer, I have no idea how to use the thing right now. I'm sure I could learn with
Yeah,
the
I feel like
power of the
YouTube or
internet.
TikTok would have
Yeah,
those videos on how to.
I'm sure, right? But again, it's like these kids are coming out of school and they already know it. It's like we little by little we're getting dated.
I so I was fine with Gen Z with the okay, instead of saying fire, you say gas. Okay, now you say, oh, I'm cooked. So now you say like so, but the Gen Alpha stuff like that, like even like Skibbity, I was cool with, but now then they have like, and I was like, some of these things are,
But you got to
yeah,
keep up with it. You have to keep up with it.
that's
Like
getting
actually,
me.
it's one of those things that if you don't keep up, like even for me with social media stuff, right? I think one of my recent videos on YouTube was like, did I cook with this? Dude, that one it took off. Like, and it's in all the people are, yeah, you cooked it, and it's
He
just
ate.
like that's literally what it is. And you have to keep up with the words, the terminology that everybody's using nowadays, so that way um, you stay relevant in all of it, dude. It's funny though, because I feel my age. I'm not old. I tell my kids all the time, I'm not old, but I feel my age. It's happening little by little.
Like it's also like I can say something like if I'm having pizza like yo don't phantom tax my pizza bro like I there's certain things that I could say that it still sounds okay, but there's certain words that's like this does not sound natural this stuff and it just you could tell like I'm
Yeah.
one of those like unks at the barbecue that's trying to stay relevant like oh god no.
Yep. Yep, that's how I feel with a lot of them. So that's what I was saying. Even with this posting, I'm like, oh, it feels weird for me to put that on there. But look, it worked, right? I used that and it worked. It took off and people saw it more. And it's just trying to stay relevant, man. That's
Yeah.
it.
But I feel like as long as you're content creator and you get like these hundreds of millions, then yeah, you're fine. You're like I feel like you can kind of go in there and that's the other thing. Like, so obviously you've worked in some vernacular, like that I cook with this. Um, but I wonder, like I know you said candy companies like the new thing. Like I wonder if you could like there's so much money in crypto. Like if you could charge like be like, hey, for your crypto, like I'll mention it. Like, oh, I bought this with this crypto and
I can, and it's definitely it's on the books. I'll say that. There's a couple of companies I've reached out like that. It's um, nothing set yet. Nothing set. So I'm always open to other people reaching out as well. But um, there's a lot of companies I've reached out and they're like, all we want is just you to show the let's say the game. Okay. They just want you to show a quick clip of the game, you playing it, and that's it. And it's just um, they just want to generate the views. They want to get the views on the product, and that's really the biggest thing. So crypto's a big one. It's again, you're exactly like you just said, man. There's so many different outlets for me to go. It's no longer just the paint world. I think originally I was like, oh, I want to partner with Sherwin-Williams or I want to partner with Benjamin Moore. And while I would love to keep doing that and while I'd love to do all of that, it's no longer just the paint world, which is this small little thing. Now it's like expanded into this huge thing that really is just endless. I mean, I've had water companies reach out and they're like, oh, promote our water brand. And I'm just like, okay. Again, I'm very selective with who I partner with, I'll be honest. And then
yeah.
once I throw them my rate sheet, sometimes they're like, oh, okay, we'll talk. So
Uh, uh,
it's fun.
yeah, I can't wait. So you've probably had a couple big hitters, but like, have you had like the big one yet? Where it's like, oh shit, this is a nice check.
I have. I have, and that's what I was saying. Some of these are like, I can't say it's like a six figure or anything like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure down the line it'll happen. I'm gonna make
yeah,
it happen, but right now, nothing like insane. But I mean, it's. I mean, I'll put it this way. I don't want to. I'm not gonna say how much it is, right? And then we could talk later on one day, but um, it's as much as some people work like a whole month for, and I'm
yeah.
able to make that in one with like one video, and it's just. Power of social media, man. It's nuts.
The what I've learned is that I'd give them like a rate per month, but multi-month discounts is
Hmm.
great. Pay a certain
Yep.
amount up front, get X amount for free. Yeah.
Yep.
So speaking of which, I have three things, and I'll mention them on camera, but then we'll talk off camera. Dfinity and DEVVE, I guess, and then obviously OMI, but Dfinity and DEVVE are wild. Just a quick thing before we go off camera is that they are um, Dfinity is doing hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, adding to their P&L, and they're like a $7 million market cap.
Mhm.
DEVVE has this new exchange coming out later this year. They're pre-revenue, but like a $50 million market cap, and the exchange partner they have is like a global, like you could be in anywhere in the world and you'll know what it is. Um, but let's anything you want to plug before we go off camera.
No, I mean, if anybody wants to follow, I hope everybody enjoyed the chat. I definitely did, and I appreciate you bringing me on here. I've been trying to get on here for a while, so I'm glad we were able to finally do this, man. There you go.
Follow Fred over on the
Fred's
Instagram.
Painting Services, pretty much across all socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of it. So it's also under FPS. And Instagram, I'm verified, so you should be able to find me. And reach out. Let me know you're part of the VeVe community. I think that'd be fun.
Bro, they're just delisting the leverage trading. That's it. Like, go stop lying. Stop lying. We're gonna have to take you out of here. All right, everyone. Well, there's no dashing in this one. But say